So it's now my very great pleasure to introduce our guest speaker. Hanna Wallace took her postgraduate certificate in education in secondary communication technology and graduated in 2011. I'm absolutely delighted that one of our wonderful alumni is here back to talk to you. Hanna.
Chair, Vice-Chancellor, distinguished guests, graduates, friends, and family. It's truly wonderful to see so many of you here today, especially the friends and family who I know have no doubt provided a great level of support over the last year or more. To you, graduates, I offer my heartfelt congratulations. I fully appreciate the hard work that has got you sitting here today. Well done. It was a great honor for me to have been asked to give this speech today. Initially, I was tentative, but I admit it took little persuasion. After all, what teacher can resist a captive audience? But then I had to set about the task of finding something worthwhile to say to you all. So, various blogs, TES, ex-colleagues, The Guardian, of course, they're all quick to offer lists of invaluable advice for newly qualified teachers, but there was nothing there that I know you won't already have been told on what I know is an excellent course. So I thought, okay, I'll Google what makes a good graduation speech. I discovered on a website of graduation speeches that many of the distinguished speakers started by confessing that they too had been worried about what to say. But then they'd remembered that they didn't remember what had been said at their own ceremony. And I thought, yes, me too. I don't actually remember what was said at my graduations, either one. And I thought to myself, okay, I'm in familiar territory because sometimes that's just like teaching. So I might as well begin at the beginning. Why did I become a teacher? Well, my dad was a teacher for all of his career, and as many of you I'm sure have probably already discovered, teaching permeates every facet of your life. It's on the dinner table, it's on the bookshelves, the windowsills, it spreads up the stairs, across the floor, it's in the way you talk, it's in everything you do. So needless to say, growing up as I was, surrounded by the world of teaching, and my dad's Socratic parenting style, was ultimately only ever going to lead me to one thing. However, at risk of being a cliche, for the first 10 years of my working life, I tried very hard not to be a teacher. But like it or not, it was part of me. And so I had a now or never moment and enrolled on the PGCE course at Brighton. And from the first day, I knew I had made the right decision. I loved the course, and I really hope you did too. It was hard, yes, but it was enthralling to be submerged in the world of education. So I qualified with ease. Then came the hard bit. I completed my NQT year at one of the most challenging schools in Brighton. In my first half-term alone, I referred 2 children to the child protection officer. I had some classes who I felt really hated me. My classroom was about 25 degrees because the aircon wasn't working. The windows didn't open. I resorted to teaching with the door open, but this just added to my anxiety because my classroom happened to be right next to the senior management corridor. So every other lesson, the principal or vice principal would be walking past and they'd just pop in, see how it was all going. And to top it all off, final period on a Friday, I had the most unruly Year 9 class. I'm sure some of you have discovered those already. It was this class who finally made me walk out halfway through a lesson, go to my head of department in tears, and to say, I can't do this anymore. His response, oh well, it's a tough gig. So how was it that I passed my NQT year? Well, I was fortunate enough to find a really great mentor. It was not the mentor I was allocated. She wasn't even in my department, but she took me under her wing, and I thrived. I moved on to teach in a college after my NQT year, And I was really lucky. I got to work in an outstanding department where I really learned to hone my craft. I still had challenging students, but this time I was surrounded by teachers who were genuinely passionate about what they do. We talked about teaching, we talked about our students, how to improve, how to get better results. It was a positive working environment, and I really needed that. Teaching can get a lot of negative press, and you will come across teachers who hate their job. But if you can, try and steer clear of that. Find your mentor. Create a positive network support like the people who are here with you today. Love what you do, and this will make all the difference. What is great about education practice, and what is evident as I see you all here today, is that the sector is inherently diverse. There is no one-size-fits-all, and it can be frustrating when you may feel like you're being asked to tick boxes that ignore the narrative. But you all now, as teachers, you come to this profession from an array of contexts, be that because of your age, your background, your beliefs, interests, or experiences. And it is because of this that you can and you must be successful in what you have chosen to do. Whatever your reasons were for embarking on a career in education, remember these in the times when you wonder if you made the right decision. So perhaps make this your starting point. Secure within yourself why it was you decided to become a teacher and set that as your intention. If you have purpose, it will enable you to be authentic, which is crucial for gaining your students' trust. Often, people go into teaching so that they can have a positive impact on young people's lives. And your role now to cultivate creativity, to ensure literacy and numeracy, to help your students build confidence, the ability to empathize and communicate effectively. Know that this is essential for our country's ongoing cultural development and that you are at the forefront of this. So, although some of you, many of you, may forget what I have said today, one or two of you, maybe more, will take something away. And just like in teaching, when you may plan a whole lesson based on a starter, which 10 minutes later, only one student remembers, don't be disheartened. Know your intention. Talk to your mentor, your friends, your family. And remember, for the few lives that you will definitely change, that is enough to make it worthwhile. Chair, Vice-Chancellor, distinguished guests, graduates, friends and family, thank you for this opportunity to talk to you today. Enjoy the rest of your celebrations, and I wish you all the best for the future.